Why are you here? Sourcing the meaning of life. Visit us at yruhere.tv or rameshrichard.com.
Greetings, world. I want to speak to you today about the meaning of life, of sourcing the meaning of life. In the latest, greatest recent upgrade of a phone, as of yesterday, this is the latest. By the time you watch this, this is going to be all superseded. You ask a virtual personal assistant as to what is the meaning of life, and she has an assortment of answers to that question. For example, she says, try and be nice to people, avoid eating fat, read a good book every now and then, get some walking in, and try to live in peace and harmony with people of all creeds and nations. Another one she says is, the meaning of life is to think about questions like this. Or life is a principle or force that is considered to underlie and all animate beings, and I guess that includes me. And here's one you'll enjoy. All evidence to date suggests that the meaning of life, ... it's chocolate. But I like this one the best. She says, I don't know, but I think there's a personal app for that. I don't think there's a personal app for that, but there's a personal source for that. And I want to invite you to watch all of these episodes because I will give you a personal source for that. Not too long ago, I was driving behind a car which on the license frame said, YRU Here. And that's my consideration today. Why are you here? Because you asked a question. It's a very personal why. It's a human why. We ask this question because of emptiness and boredom and tedium that all of us face. We are condemned to repetition. Our grandson has what is called a large bubble wand. We dip it in soap water and throw the bubbles out, and he pursues them as soon as he touches it. And each one is punctured. Many of your pursuits are like the bubbles, the air bubbles of vanity and meaninglessness. Another reason we pursue the human why is because of the lack of direction and destination. Somebody said, mankind is all signposts, but no destination. Or someone else who said, competence is good. You'll make trains run faster and better and smoother. The question is, do the trains have a destination? Or then there's a problem of entropy and mortality. The great meaning chiller of all life is the fact that life is running down and one day you'll be gone. At present, the world's best known atheist, my favorite one, is the invincible one in some ways, irascible, humorous. He can think faster than neutrinos and light. He can write faster than you can think, and he can talk faster than you can write, of course. He's dying of cancer, and I'm hoping that he watches this. I'm hoping that by the time he is finished with his life, even though he's been awarded the Free Thinking Award of the Year, that he will think about life and mortality. Just a couple of months ago, I was in Swaziland with a dear friend who was fine, came down with stage 4 lung cancer, and he's gone. He's left his wife and his 3 sweet kids. It asks the question of the meaninglessness of life. And what about Confucian in terms of morality and ethics? The giant Ponzi scheme that was fostered in the human race. The man is now put in prison for about 150 years. He's got a lot of time to think about the meaning of life. And the hedge fund trader more recently condemned to 11 years in prison. This Confucian about morality and ethics asks you to consider the meaning of life. Why are you here? Oh, and then there's loneliness and sadness. After all is said and done, you may be lonely, but if you're alone, then you want to ask a question. You can be with 100 people, 1,000 people, 100,000 people watching a football game, but you still feel alone, almost cosmically abandoned. And you're sad today, full of regrets. You look back at life and say, hey, is this life what I should have lived? Was it really worth it? Leonard Woolf, the British man of letters, who is the publicist and translator of Virginia Woolf, the British feminist essayist, says, I look back at life and I've practically achieved nothing. If I had spent the last 5 to 7 years playing ping pong rather than sitting in committee meetings as well as board meetings, it would have made no difference to the human race. Says, the last 150,000 to 200,000 hours of my life, I was grinding and grounding out life, but there's really no difference to the human race. Absurdity and nausea. Is life really absurd? Are you sensing that question inside the depth of your soul? Jean-Paul Sartre, you remember the French existentialist philosopher, said, you know what, this life is nothing, nothing, nothing. I have no right to exist. There's no meaning to life. I'm just a plant, a microbe, just in the continuum. Why am I alive? That's why I ask, why are you here? If you're disappointed with life, if you've exhausted all your sources and resources, you're willing to consider not just a system upgrade or a software update, but a change of the operating system, I would like to ask you to visit our website. Would you write to me? And we have people who will write back to you, helping you to understand, evaluate the question, why are you here? Really, why are you here?
Why Are You Here? Sourcing the meaning of life. Visit us at yruhere.tv or rameshrichard.com.